Hello everyone, this is Harlan Zhao talking about the photographic artist named Margeaux Walter. She was born in Seattle, Washington, and is now living in New York City. She has studied at NYU's Tisch School of the Arts and Hunter College. Her work has been shown in many museums and publications like Hunterdon Art Museum and the New York Times. How she had started taking pictures is by finding her dad's 35mm camera when she was in middle school and started taking pictures with it, which in turn started her journey towards her current career. She just took casual pictures of her friends until at one point she put on a costume along with her buddies and took pictures like that. During that, she could play as different characters and make photos through that. This realization took her to how she currently photographs. For example, like this character in this photo. She's falling over, spilling her coffee, and spilling her bag. She's playing this character basically. Walter doesn't really consider herself as a photographer, as she sees that as someone who's trying to capture and document the things around him. While Walter wants to create an image she has in her head. In this photo, you can see that she sets a scene with two people at the beach with what seems to be IKEA plastic with all around them, as their clothes, umbrella, etc. Some of the major influences on her work are actually filmmakers like Jack Tati, Stanley Kubrick, and Charlie Chaplin. The reason why is because of them portraying life and current events in a real and funny way, something which her own work shares. Her ideas often stem from people watching in all sorts of areas and scenarios, like on the subway, walking, social events, or something else. As she has an idea, she draws it out and builds on the whole thing. And for this photo, I gotta admit, I don't exactly know what it is, but it seems to be in water and also ground. And the two white spots sort of seem like people. It also looks like eyes, which in turn makes the whole thing look like a face, but I'm not sure if that's the intention of Margeaux, really. Walter's work is often filled with bright colors and occasionally rather bizarre images. The pictures are sometimes abstract. It is often a unique thing to behold. She puts herself in her work in different costumes all the time, acting as her own model. For each of her projects, she has some sort of idea or thought that she wants to convey through her photos. In this photo, she conveys the thought of being at a picnic, with all the colors, bright red, with white, in a pattern, along with all the food in the middle. It's a rather nice photo. And here is two people playing chess. Their clothes and hair match what the color is beneath them. Makes a rather abstract photo, nice looking. There's also food to the side as well as a cat. The picture filled mostly with browns. So the ideas that her photos convey can go from expressing the human desire to interact with nature during quarantine, like right here. She's in the bath, in a swimsuit, interacting with plants underwater. To the struggle of expressing one's individuality while desiring to disappear from the spotlight. Like in this photo, where Margeaux is dressed in all sorts of clothes. Everyone's just moving along, no one's sticking out. This is also an extension of the previous project, with the contradiction of wanting to stand out and not stand out at the same time. In her work, she's also fond of the usage of lenticulars, which is what this photo is. The concept of one image turning to another. Walter had started using them in her time at NYU and uses them in a number of her projects. It shows a progression of time as each picture passes and forces the viewer to interact with it. One such project she uses lenticulars in is TMI, to show the progression of time as people are constantly distracted by too much information from things like phones and other technologies, like in this photo, or lenticular, rather, with a patient too busy with her phone, and the TV in the background distracting as well, while the doctor talks to the patient and interacts with her. The preparation of photo shoots can also take from weeks to months, but usually the shoot itself only takes a few days. I'd personally chosen this artist because of how striking the images they create are. The bright colors, along with the ideas conveyed through the content. With some of the projects going through a short story with the observer coming to their own conclusions on how the story had gone. For example, in this picture, or lenticular, is one of a woman sitting by the wall just drinking coffee. But it just turns into vine, a wall full of vines, greens covering the woman, as well as the bag spilling and also the coffee spilling over. There's all sorts of conclusions one can go through while looking through this. There's also an Instagram that I think is officially hers, although I can't really view it myself, or look through everything rather, because I don't have an Instagram account. Other than that, she has a website with all her photos on there too, at margeauxwalter.com. Pretty nice photos. Here is my citation.